Hey everyone, Austin Schneider here. Welcome to Rise Podcast, where we talk about real influence, self-development, and entrepreneurship. Hey everyone, super excited about this interview with Austin Rutherford. Austin is a multimillionaire, he's an entrepreneur, he's a real estate investor, he's a real estate entrepreneur who made a way for himself. He's got a really cool story, and now what I really love about him is how much he's giving back and how much information he's giving to people and his real heart to serve other people. So I had the opportunity to interview him for about an hour, and this is some good stuff, guys. So check it out. Firstly, I guess to just start, I'm probably going to use this for like social little clips, stuff like that. Been trying to work a lot on my content and get good collaborations and good little pieces. Hopefully we can create some stuff that you can post as well.
Would love to.
I think specifically would love to more so talk about like mindset. You have some really good stuff in your book and just in your content. That's what drew me to you. One, real estate. I think real estate's an amazing asset. I don't own any myself. Probably fall into the category where you're like, oh, you just talk the talk and blah, 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 blah. But love your notion on mindset and managing money and journaling. I love that you love Jesus from what I understand, which is great. And you're just a young hustler, man. So that's kind of the gist of the purpose of the call, man. And just want to say thank you and honor you for spending time and just connecting.
No, absolutely, brother. I appreciate you reaching out. Definitely looking forward to doing this, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I guess firstly, one thing that the one video that caught me to you was, what was it? It was the one where you're talking about if you're making X amount of dollars, keep your lifestyle the same. And I think so many people get caught up in this notion of, oh, wow, I'm starting to make some money. Now I'm going to go rent a house for, $7,000 a month. I'm going to go buy this car. I'm going to go do this, do that, especially in Seattle. Like there's a lot of, like we're in Bellevue. It's probably the most millionaires per capita in the country.
Wow.
So people are just like, you see this car, buying this house, like average price point is $1 million for a house out here. So I think it's really cool, especially when you're 21, that you're like, you know what, I'm not going to spend this $100,000 check that I got and I'm going to go back to my valet job.
Absolutely.
What fired you up to do that? I mean, how did you learn that concept?
For sure. I mean, I've just always had the idea of long-term, like people live for today, but nobody lives for tomorrow. And there's a time and a place to do both of those. But I heard a saying way back, it said, you're giving up the present value for a greater future value. And us being young, I'd much rather give up a little bit today so you can live life however you want in the future. So for me, it's never like, do I take all the money and splurge and then be right back at square one? To me, it's always reinvest and get to a point where you have true freedom and you have enough money coming in so that you can literally live for free. I like to live my life for free in anything I do. So buy assets that produce income that then pay for whatever you want. You want a new house? Buy enough rentals. You want a new car? Buy enough rentals. You want some new shoes? Invest in the stocks, whatever it is. Make investments that then pay for all your liabilities.
Yeah. Let your money that you made make you money and then use that money to buy other things. 100%. Practically speaking, I mean, if I'm like, say, okay, I'm making whatever, 100 grand a year or whatever it is, like practically, how does somebody think about that in their day to day though? Like, cause it's a series of your daily actions that are going to require that sort of mindset, because it's so easy to be like, oh, boom, money, I'm just going to go buy this thing.
Absolutely. Especially young. Like it's always, well, not even young, really everybody nowadays is keeping up with the Joneses. So everybody wants to look like they're successful and look like they have money and look like they're doing well. But in all reality, like they have no idea what's going on in their own life and in their own finances.
Yeah.
So something that I've done, like I never see my money as mine. So like I pay myself a salary and literally it's just enough to live on. And I'm not talking like exuberant vacation, nothing like that. It's enough for like my life insurance, my rent, my mortgage, and like food, right? So that's what I pay myself. And all the other money, like I don't even see it as my money. So when you separate personal and business, something that my mentor told me way back was to pay yourself a salary, even if it's only $1,000 a month or $500 a month. Get in the habit of paying yourself and then live on the pay. And then the rest of the money isn't even yours, and continuously reinvest that money into assets.
Yeah, so good. It's like where you're heart is, your treasure is. Where your treasure is, your heart is. And if you're just like so set on just money, just controlling your life, then it's going to end up ruining your life
100%.
versus
Quickly,
like
very quickly.
quickly, man. And those are the people who get rich and then get poor. You
Yep,
know, it's
100%.
like, why can't more people think about the long-term game and the long-term play of money and stuff?
And like another big thing is you can't stress about other people. You can't worry about what other people think about you. When I was younger, I cared a lot about what other people thought about me, a lot about what other people cared and their feelings towards me. But once you get older, like that, none of that matters, especially like young people in high school and college and stuff. They're always worried about like their friend group. Guess what? 5, 10 years from then, you're not even gonna have the same friends. So quit
Yeah.
trying to appease other people and do something for yourself. Like I remember a lot of times back in the day, like my friends was like, yo, you're a lame. Are you okay? You never go out and kick it with us. Like none of those things. But think about it, 4 or 5 years later, I'm literally living the life that they want because I sacrificed for a year or 2 years. You don't got to sacrifice for 50 years. You take a step back for a short period of time, you truly set yourself up for the future. So when you stop worrying about what other people have to say, it gets a lot easier in the coming years, hands down.
Totally. I think that's such a big thing for people, especially young people. It's the comparison trap, right? It's like, I want this image. I need to look this certain way. I need to conform. And then that's how they get sucked into the trap. And then they just get anxiety and then they don't do anything. They end up just not doing anything because they're so worried about other people.
100%. So, and I think a lot of that comes from social media. So we live in a social media world right now that even if you're not on social media, you're on social media because everybody you're with is talking about social media. So something I did a long time ago is I've unfollowed a lot of people that added no value to my life. I only follow people that like my friends that I care about and people that motivate me. Some people I've never met, but they motivate the crap out of me. Those are the only people I follow because that's the only content that I want to see. But if you get caught up, following, all the people that are out here flashing, be it literally broke, but flashing money, you think that's how they live every day. Keep in mind, social media, you see the 1% of the good of everybody. The other 99% like is terrible, but you think they live like that 1% for their entire life. They don't. So, something I would suggest, especially on social media, is to not follow people that don't add value to your life and don't motivate you. Unfollow those people. And there's 2 ways that you use social media right now. You use it or it uses you. Those are the only 2 options. So consume good content to motivate you and produce good content to motivate others. Those are the only 2 things you should be doing on social media.
Yeah, big time. And that's one reason I follow you was because I consume social media. Like we have to sell it. And it's amazing because like the average user spends 3 hours a day on social media. There's 80% of Americans on social media. There's no other platform that gets that much attention. But like you said, you can either I say you get sucked into the vortex or you can like use it to your advantage if you're a business owner and you want to take advantage of it. Who are you following that's like motivating you?
So I follow some of my mentors, some people my age that are doing very well. Like there's guys like Donovan, like Carlos, like Raphael, some of my mentors like Mark, and then some of like the big wigs, like the Ed Milet's, the Andy Frisellas, I think it's like Millionaire Mentor, people that just post motivating. Like if I see a picture of something on an ocean with a big ass house and, some motivational quote, I'm like, all right, bet, let's get it.
Yeah.
Versus like, somebody out popping bottles at night, acting like they're having a good time,
Yeah.
Back in the day, like I still enjoy seeing the pop of the bottles, right? Don't get me wrong, but like you can't lead with that. That's what comes from work. You lead with motivation and then you can have those fun things on the side.
Yeah, come on. And that's one thing about you that I saw. Cause again, I think to finish my last sentence, it's I saw that you're posting all this stuff and then I was like, oh wait, like he actually is doing it. It's not just the rings. It's not just the cars. Like your car you bought with money that you had make you money to like, it's not like you're just go out and spending stuff. So it's easy to be inauthentic on social and be a 18-year-old life coach and whatever and all that stuff. So
100%.
Yeah. How has social media been working for you? Like to your advantage?
Man. It's amazing. When I made the switch of actually using social media instead of social media using me, My life changed. A lot of my best friends are from social media. A lot of the money I've made is from social media. A lot of the business ventures I've created is from social media. A lot of the people that I talk to is from social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I get hundreds and hundreds of private messages a day and thousands of comments a day. So like, think about that. If I talk to 100 people a day and you talk to one, who's going to create more relationships and who's going to make more money at the end of the day? The person who has 100 up at bats rather than one up at bat. So it's been tremendous to me. It's definitely been a learning curve, but I mean, it's been amazing.
Yeah. The more conversations that you have, the more opportunities that you have, the more business that comes from it. It's like we try to stick that into our clients' throat all day, where it's like, just have these conversations, like just spark conversation, be approachable, provide value to people so they ask questions, just exactly what you're doing for your business,
100%. And a lot of people, like, someone will comment and then they'll just like it. Like, they'll just like it. Like, that's cool,
Yeah.
But think about this. Like, if you're talking to like an influencer, right? Somebody that you look up to, and then they respond to every comment and they respond to your comments on their pictures, like you feel so much more tied to them, because they're like, wow, like they actually connected with me. Like, a lot of people, when I respond, they're like, holy crap, like I didn't think you were actually going to respond. Like, thank you so much.
No doubt.
So like that people realize that, and they appreciate it. And the thing that like nobody talks about on social, like, it's cool to like sell a course or, build a business or something like that. But it literally takes one connection, just one, to completely change your life, whether that's a significant other, whether that's a business partner, whether that's an opportunity to buy a company that somebody's trying to get out of. Like, literally one connection can change the projection of your life forever. So that's what a lot of people don't talk about. I'm in this for the long run. Like, I'm building, I want my funeral to be like packed, right?
Yeah, come on.
And from that, there's going to be opportunities everywhere just by making those connections.
Yeah, so true. So I guess why did you start in real estate? Like, what, I know your story. You were in Arizona, you were like reading these books, you got motivated. You're like, boom, I'm just going to do this thing. Why, like, what did real estate speak to you?
Yeah. So dream was to be a ball player. That didn't work. Fell out of love with basketball, fell into books. No idea why. Never read books in high school. I hated it. But I read a book called Think and Grow Rich, which opened up my mind to the possibility of making money without being an athlete. And then I don't know where I read this at, but it said 90% of all people who filed a tax return with $1 million or more on it had real estate in their portfolio. I was like, well, there it is. It's, I'm going to get rich. So I went all in on real estate, started doing more research. And then somebody said passive residual income. So passive is things that you don't work for. Residual is things that happen every month. So passive residual, getting paid every month without working, sounded good to me. So the first house I bought was a rental property. It was a duplex. Then I was broke. And then I met a mentor, taught me how to flip houses to generate capital to then buy more rental properties. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
So good. I think being not an owner of real estate, being familiar with the game, working with a lot of people who are in it, the hardest thing is to start, especially real estate. Man, it is intimidating, right? There is so many factors. There's so much to do. And it goes with anything really, like business, real estate, a new job, whatever you want to do. It's like, how do I start? What is that first step? Like, how do I get over the insecurity of, having to start something new and really restart and create something from nothing? What was that like for you?
No, I mean, it was a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of doubt, a lot of those things. I bought my first house at 20. First of all, age doesn't matter. You can buy a house at 18, you can buy a house at 80, right? No matter if it's your first house, no matter what age you are, there's going to be fear. There's going to be anxiety. I put my first house in contract and I literally didn't sleep the entire night because I was sitting there like, oh, I got a house. Oh, but what if this? Oh, but why did I get the house? Did I overpay? Why didn't the other person pay more? What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
I didn't sleep the whole night because I was stressed out. I didn't end up buying that house because some things fell through. But we all go through it. We all go through anxiety. But for me, like, I always had that bigger want and that bigger desire. So like I was willing to do whatever. Like, it didn't matter to me. I'll put in 24-hour days back to back to back if I have to. That's what separates a lot of people. People always ask me, like, what's the shortcut? What's the secret to success? How do I get there faster? The secret is putting in the work. Like, you can outsource later and hire people, but the only way you're going to get there is by putting in the work. So quit trying to shortcut a system that can't be shortcutted. So that's something that helped me tremendously, just being willing to literally do whatever it took to get the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah. The secret is to chop wood and carry water.
Yep.
And then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. And eventually that's how your overnight success will happen.
100%. So I'm actually mentoring a 19-year-old kid. He's in the office next to me. We were just talking before this. He got his first real estate deal like a month ago. He made 13 grand. He's closing his next one on Friday. He's making 28 grand. So $41,000 in a 3-month period. Completely life-changing, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him. He's like, man, like, a year straight, he was making calls for a year, an entire year with no deals. And he's like, I got that first deal. Now we rock it. So you have to put the work in. There's no shortcut to it. You put the work in for a year, and then boom. Now all of his friends, once he flashes a $28,000 check, like, oh man, you got lucky. You're an overnight success. You're one of those lucky ones. No, it's because I put the work in for the last year. I didn't go out and party. I didn't travel. I didn't drink. I didn't do any of those things because I was working on me. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, he's planting the seeds. He was watering the plants. He's doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until something popped. No, that's good, man. I think the what is good, and I think the most important thing is having the strong why. Like why do you want to get more money? What is that for you?
So at the beginning, my why was money. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I wanted to have money. I wanted the freedom. I wanted the nice things. I wanted the vacations. I wanted all those things. So, what I always say, it doesn't matter where your motivation comes from, as long as you have motivation. That was my motivation. I wanted to win and I wanted to have money. So I used that to push me. But then once you start getting money, it doesn't last that long. It never lasts. It's never as great as you say it is. I know there's a saying like, people say money don't make me happy, but I want to find out for myself. And you should, and it will make you temporarily. Yeah. So past that, now it's changed. It's changed to get, giving back to my family, the ones that helped me get into a position that I am today. So my family is a huge driver for me. And then the other side is giving back to others, motivating other people, changing other people's life, and doing what my mentors did to me when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and helping other people. So, I get asked like, why are you on social? Why do you give so much away for free? Why do you do TikTok lives? It's because I like helping. I like giving back to people. And the more you give out, the more you're going to get back in return at the end of the day.
Totally. Live like that,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, which I think so many people lack.
For sure. Agree.
Yeah. No, that's a good why, man.
Like a hand up versus hand down or something like that?
I don't know, but it's like you can't, like nothing can vessel through here, because you're just so attached to it, right? It's like if you just live open-handedly, then you're a vessel, and like you like comes and flows, and you're not so emotionally attached to it, 100%. Like generosity is so important. It's not just finances, it's time. Like this is way more valuable than time, than money, my gosh. Like I'm honored, first of all, thank you again. But yeah, man, just to take the time.
I mean, so to put into perspective, the kid that I was just talking about, he made 13 grand and then 28 grand, right? I gave him a lot of my time for free. I helped him for free because I wanted to see him win. And then guess who bought the 2 deals that he made money on? Me.
Come on.
I got a rental on one, and I'm gonna make 40 grand on the other one, and he made $41,000. Yeah, like you give out enough, it always comes back. And the expectation that you can't lead with an expectation of having to receive when you give. You have to give wholeheartedly with no expectation in return, and things just tend to work out where they always come back tenfold.
Yeah, the heart of the generous get richer, for sure.
I love it.
So true, man. So true. And I've seen that happen so many times in my life, man. It's crazy. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. You keep bringing up like mentors. And like, I know you talk a lot about further education and like investing into courses and stuff. I think there's like the education system, that pillar of society is just kind of all over the place, right? Like insane. What is this, like the experience been with you when it comes to education and like investing into people? Cause again, there's a course for everything. How to have a Zoom call and $14.99 for this course. Right. And then it's like, how do I know what to choose, who to invest my money and time with? And how has it impacted you?
Absolutely. I believe massively in education, I don't necessarily believe in the traditional school system. You know, it works for the right people. You know, if you want to go be a doctor, go do it. If you want to go be a lawyer, go do it. If you want to do those things, go do it. If you're going to college to figure out what you want, it might not be the best option for you because they don't teach you about finances. They don't teach you about compounding interest. They don't teach you about real estate. They don't teach you about money and wealth at the end of the day. So again, it works for some people, 100%. But for other people, there's other options, and society doesn't tell you about those other options. Everybody's like, go to college, go to college, go to college, take on $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in debt. And they get out and they realize like that maybe wasn't the smartest idea. So, you know, I'm a big proponent on educating so people have options. So like I went to college. I grew up in the same way a lot of people grew up, you know, go to college, get a degree, go get a good job and work. I promised my mother I'd graduate from college. So I went to college. Guess what? I hated it. You never want to drop out of college without a plan, though. You got to have a plan. Hated it. So I started my real estate business while I was in college. I flipped 2 houses in a 90-day period, made $150,000 in profit at 22 years old. And I went and I was like, hey, Ma, I ain't going back to college.
Yeah,
I'm not graduating. I dropped out. But again, I had a plan. I've been putting in the work for the 6-12 months leading up to that. So then when I did capitalize, I was able to walk away from college. So college is not the only option. Again, good option for some, but I'm a big believer in hiring the right people, you know, hiring mentors, because you're going to learn one of two ways. You're going to learn the hard way, and you're going to take a lot of L's and lose a lot of money and waste a lot of time. Or you're going to take that money that you would have lost and pay for a mentor to teach you the things that they had to go through and how they lost money so you don't do the same thing. So I spend $50,000 to $100,000 a year every single year for masterminds and mentorships. Like I got one I pay $35,000 a year to, and that's just the fee. Then we have to pay to get to the location and for the food and the hotel on top of that. But people look at me like that's insane. Why would you pay somebody 35 grand for one call a month, right? Sounds crazy. I see the value in it though, because I'm taking what he's made, I don't know, a lot of millions of dollars, probably pushing the 9-figure mark. Why would I not pay 35 grand to learn from somebody like that? Yeah. So huge believer in education, just not necessarily the traditional school system.
Yeah. And I remember in your book, you were like, when you didn't have money, you went to that fix and flip course or whatever it was, and you had to scrape up the money, run up your credit cards, and it took you 16 months to pay it back. So even if you don't have money to do it, but you have a strong what and like what you want to achieve, still put the money for it, figure out a way. Come on.
You'll figure it out. Like I get people message me and they're like, I want to start real estate. Great. You know, do you have any money? No. Perfect. YouTube University is the place to be. Or like, yeah, I got some money. Okay, perfect. You know, if you want help personally, you know, I have a coaching program. You know, I'd happily, you know, put you in there, help you build your own business. Oh, I can't afford that. You know, I don't have money. Go work. What you mean you don't have money? Go work. Like that's how you save money to invest in what you want to invest in. So back to your point, I literally opened up credit cards online. I lied about how much money I made. I lied about my credit score. I opened up the credit cards and I maxed them out the next day. Completely maxed them out within 24 hours. Again, I'm not giving that advice to everybody on here, but it worked. You know what I mean? Yeah. When there's a will, there's a way to do it. You just got to figure it out.
Yeah. How many people reach out to you that are like, oh, I want to get into real estate, but I have no idea to start? Like how many, you probably get that question at least 20 times a day.
Hundreds.
Does it kind of get you a little frustrated when people are like, oh, I don't want to invest in it. Oh, I don't want to actually, that seems too much work. Because I wonder how many people actually follow through. Like what's kind of that term, the ask hole, where they just want to get all this information, but they don't do anything with it.
For sure. So very, very few people actually take action. So people ask me like, yo, how do I get started? 2 steps: educate, learn, YouTube University, hire a mentor, whatever it is, learn, and then implement. You actually got to implement. You can't do anything without implementing. Those are the 2 steps. And very few people ever get to the implementation phase. You know, I got to say, and everyone's like, well, what if this, what if that, what if whatever? What if it's the best decision you've ever made in your entire life? You're looking at all these negatives. If I didn't invest into that if I did not invest into that mentorship, would I be sitting here right now? I don't know, maybe not, but I did, and I'm here, right?
Yeah.
So it's never a matter of if something's going to happen. If you take the right actions consistently, it's only a matter of when something will happen. It's never an if question. It's only a when question.
Yeah, so true. And like we as a company, we have a leadership coach, right? Like I have a coach for myself. It's like I need somebody to help me because I don't know how to run a freaking company. Holy crap. If I have somebody who coaches other executives, it's like, dude, I'm going to totally invest in this guy because he's going to give me the compass of how he's been successful now. He's helped other people. So especially when you're starting something new, you know, it's like you don't have a boss. Like you don't have a
100%.
boss. It's like who's
No.
who's your compass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer. Learn from other people that are in a position that you want to be in.
So important. How are you doing that like today? So you have a mentor program and then you're in one and then I'm sure you're in a bunch of other classes. What about outside of just real estate specific? Still
So
reading
like,
a lot of books?
oh yeah, for sure. You know, I read a book like every week or two. I wake up in the morning, I work out, I journal, I manifest. I watch YouTube videos, motivational videos. I'm getting pretty heavy into crypto right now, so I've been putting a lot of time into crypto. So, you know, education, you know, again, I'm a huge proponent of education. People just go about it in different ways sometimes.
Yeah. With the manifesting and journaling, that was another thing that stood out to me in the book. I'm like, man, like, because I feel like a lot of times I'll wake up and I'm just like go mode. I just gotta like go. I gotta act, you know. And it's hard for me to slow down. You know, it's hard for me to just like take 30 minutes to be present and like think and manifest and like write down something, you know. But I know the power of it. I know the power of just like getting in the spirit, just like thinking and just like kind of be guided and visioneer it, because in Think and Grow Rich and in your experiences and so many other people, just the power of sitting there meditating on it is so good.
Agreed, 100%. I mean, I literally, anytime I talk to somebody like, well, I want to do this or that. Are you journaling? No, get a journal. That's what I lead with. I carry journals in my car to give out to people because I believe in it that strongly. Going back to how I got into real estate, you know, I had an idea of real estate, right? I was back in the day, I was playing basketball in Phoenix, Arizona. For whatever reason, I decided to start journaling. I went up to the rooftop. We actually sat on the roof of a condo, and I journaled for 30 minutes every single day. One day, for whatever reason, I was just sitting there like, what should I journal about today? Just kind of looking around, and I saw like a 16-unit apartment building. I was like, if he owns the whole building, he's got 16 people paying him. Oh, he's living. Let me get into real estate. So like you take time for yourself and to spend on yourself and to think for yourself. That's when the real magic happens. Like you said, most people wake up and they're just on go. I don't look at my phone when I get up. Most people look at the phone, start responding, and they're going immediately. Yeah. I don't look at my phone. I'm focused on me. Nobody does this. This is crazy to me. Nobody spends time on themselves. Nobody. But that is literally the magic. When you take time for you to spend on yourself, that's when the real magic happens. So my phone usually doesn't start ringing till like 8 or 9. So I get up before that to work on me. So there are zero distractions, none whatsoever. You have to spend time on yourself, whether that's journaling, saying your daily affirmations, manifesting, reading a book, whatever it is, you got to spend time on yourself.
Yeah. I feel more inspired to do that now. It's rather than just to go, you know, it's true, man. And just having a boundary with yourself. Like you wouldn't put, you know, cheap gas in a Lambo. Why aren't you filling your tank up with something good? You know, like why isn't that your first priority?
100%.
Easier said than done.
It is for sure. Like
it's a routine. It's a habit, you know?
Yeah. Like you get a call at 7 a.m. and you're like, oh crap, I got to solve it. Let me take it. Like it's a habit to just go. Like you have to think and tell yourself like, I'm stopping and I'm focusing on me. Like I get the itch every day. Like I'm focused on me, my phone rings. Like, should I grab the phone? So guess what? I throw it on the couch. So it's like, I can't even hear it vibrate anymore. So I literally can't reach it. So you got, it's a fight every day, but put things in place so you win the fight. Like some people say they literally put their phone like in the bathroom when they're waking up. So when the alarm goes off, you can't just like hit snooze. You physically have to get out of bed and walk over there. They know that they can't get out of bed. So they put something in place, which is their phone across the room. So they have to get out of bed to go to the phone. So whatever it is, there's things that you put in place. It's not comfortable putting those things in place, but that's how you beat the system. That's how you hack yourself when you do like cheat codes like that.
Yeah, big time. What do you like journaling practically? Is it because I've gone in seasons of, you know, I'm going to be present. I'm going to journal every morning, no matter what. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do gratitude. I'm going to do a Bible verse. I'm going to like do some declarations, some affirmations, pray for my church. And then it's like, it's like ebbs and flows, you know, maybe because I put too much pressure on myself. I don't know. Maybe I can hear from you practically how you've been able to sustain that.
Yep. So, and just to be forthright, I don't journal every single day. I try to, I journal like 5-ish times a week. So I try to do it.
Which is great. No, that's amazing.
For sure. But I get the question all the time, like, what do I journal about? Literally whatever comes to your mind. Like I'll journal about like my dream day. I'll journal about gifts for Christmas. I'll journal about somebody's birthday coming up. I'll journal about what I'm grateful for. I'll journal about having to hire somebody or having to fire somebody or a new marketing stream coming in or a new business venture or how to connect better with people on social media. Like literally, I just sit there, something just pops up and we start journaling about it. Or you journal about what you listened to that morning, the YouTube video, the book that you read, what your friend said, how to not answer your phone. Like literally, it's just whatever comes to your mind. A lot of people think like journaling is like talking about like affirmations and gratitude, and that's it. Like it's hard to say the same thing every single day, all day, every day. But like I allow like business into journaling too, because like you got to think about business. So the best time to think is when you have no distractions. So you think about it and then you come out with the best outcome, right? So I'll journal about business all the time, but it's solution-driven journaling. It's not complaining. It's none of that stuff. It's how can I solve this problem? What systems, what people do I need to put in place to grow to the next level?
Yeah, come on. That's good. So some guardrails, but there's no set in stone. Because I've bought in the 5-minute journal. I've bought in all these journals that are just like guided. Like, you know how those are. You can put a lot of pressure on yourself to get those done.
Yeah,
you're like,
I've never used like a guide. I literally have a blank book and I do a page or two every day, just whatever comes to my mind. Funny story, I actually just found last week my journals from 2013 and 2014. So when I was first getting started in real estate, when I just read Think and Grow Rich, when I just decided I wanted to become a real estate investor, then it was dope going back and reading through those journals and my thought process and what I used to be scared of and what I'm scared of now. Like it's changed massively. But when you journal and you document, you can look back at what you used to think. I have a journal just for when I make big purchases and I write down why I'm buying it. Is it a selfish thing? Is it a show off thing? Is it because I wanted it? Is it because I checked off a goal? How do I feel? What am I scared of? That's a big check. Like, oh crap. And when I bought my Rolex, it was like I think it was a $13,000 Rolex. Like I was scared, right? And I journaled on it. And I just bought a Rolls Royce Wraith for $200,000 and I didn't even blink twice. So you go from being fearful of a $17,000 Rolex to a $200,000 car, but you've grown so much here, you don't even second guess it anymore. So when you can go back and write down your thought process and be real with yourself, a lot of time people fake it with themselves. They lie to themselves literally on a piece of paper. Don't do that. Like keep it real with yourself. But when you're real with yourself, you see your faults and you grow from them. And literally a year, 6, 12, 24, 36 months later, you have grown tremendously. And the cool thing is you can go back and like look at the growth process. So I actually got a YouTube video coming out about my journal from 2013, just by being able to look back on it.
2013. So that was 8 years ago.
Yep.
You were 20
years old.
19. So that was probably when you were in Arizona, huh?
It was in Arizona. Started at 19, finished at 20. And it was literally like starting real estate. Like the whole process I journaled. Like one day would be like real estate. And then one day would be like, nah, I'm still in basketball. And the next day would be like, how do I buy apartments? And the next day would be like, oh, let's win this, championship game. So it was like, it was a lot of back and forth back in the day.
Yeah. That's crazy. And 19 years old too. Like none of your friends are doing any of that, I'm sure.
No.
Like people used to
Austin guy doing? Going on the roof and journaling. I'm like, all right, guys, I got to go upstairs. They're like playing video games and stuff. I'm like, all right, see ya. And I was just up there just journaling away.
What even inspired that?
I don't even know. I hated reading. I hated writing. I genuinely don't know that. I wish I did because I wish I'd be able to tell people.
Was there like somebody like you followed in my letter or whatever, and he's like journal, and you're like, okay, done?
No, I think it came from the book Think and Grow Rich. I think somehow that book ended up in my hands. It was probably some teacher or something at the school. And then I read it, and then it talks about, manifesting and journaling and all those things. And then I just implemented,
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine, he's like, bro, you waste zero time. Like a lot of people get a thought and then they take forever to do it. The winners in life and in business, they have one trait. It's speed of implementation. So if you take too long to do something, you're already losing. Like I was in a car with a friend, and I was like, yo, like let's do a back to school backpack giveaway. Kids were going back to school in the neighborhood where we did a lot of real estate. We're like, it'd be dope to like give back to the community, right? In the car, thought of the idea. It was like 5 p.m. or something. Next morning in the office, we had offices right next to each other. And I was like, yo, bro, it's 5 G's. He was like, what's 5 G's? I was like, everything's ordered. The place is reserved. The people are already working on it. It's $5,000 for your half of the thing. He's like, we just talked about this 12 hours ago. I was like, yeah, it's done. You still in? Like, let's do it. So literally like an idea to implementation overnight. And that's what separates the winners and losers at the end of the day.
Yeah, so true. I think people get so caught up in overthinking any action that they take. And, and then they get their heart set of these huge expectations of what is going to actually happen. And then when they fail, they're so emotionally attached that it's just like detrimental, And it's like, if you're just taking action on 20 things and 2 out of the 20 things pop or 2 out of the 20 things don't pop, it's like your emotions are fine because you got 18 other things that you can like do.
100%. You get tied to one thing. One thing is now you. Like you're tied to that and you think you're a part of it. You start a business and the business fails, you think you're a failure. No, you're not. You learn from it. And if you have multiple things going, you're like, all right, cool. Stocks didn't work. Let's go to crypto. Or crypto didn't work. Let's go to real estate. But people tie themselves to a failure. And then that's when they lose because they think that they're a failure, not the idea.
Yeah. I'm sure you hit about that a ton with real estate because it's such a long game.
For sure. Definitely.
Like how do you be faithful for 16 months to the game, Yeah. To like,
I'm sure you've seen the meme, like the guy digging for gold. And then there's like a picture of like the dude walking away and it's like one more hit, it's the gold. And then it's the dude at the bottom, like finding the gold. Yeah. So like literally like you never know when that's going to pop. It could be the next phone call. It could be the next appointment, whatever it is. But people give up on stuff too soon. 16 months being flat broke, $100 in my bank account, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, working 60 hours a week, going to college full time and trying to start real estate on the side. Like people would have quit, right? I genuinely remember driving home from work one day. I worked from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I go to school most nights. And the other times I'm doing real estate, right? I was driving home from work, 3:30 in the afternoon. I fell asleep at the wheel. I woke up because I hit the curb. My car was on the sidewalk. I opened my eyes. There's a light pole right there. And I literally had to swerve back on the street to like not hit the light pole. And guess what? I finished driving home. I started real estate immediately. So like you just have to put the work in. There's no shortcut to it.
Chop the wood, carry the water, boom.
100%.
Again. Yeah, especially in real estate, man. That's crazy.
For sure.
Yeah. So what's your like daily motivation? Like how do you continue to stay faithful to the end game?
Just wanting more at the end of the day. Like I want to keep growing. I want to keep striving. I like to win. I'm a competitor. I think that helps a lot. And just having bigger goals. You know what I mean? I know what I want to do and the people I want to take care of and the places I want to put them in, like my family. I'm not there yet. I'm not even close to being there. So I still got a lot of work. People like, yo, you're so successful. You're rich. Like, what's the definition of rich, right? Yeah. Like my rich and your rich might be different. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, I literally feel like I'm going broke. Like that's genuinely how I feel.
Come on.
But as most people, like they make 10 grand, they think they're rich. Like I think I'm broke, right? I have $100,000 day. Like, oh crap, tomorrow I'm going to lose it all. But that's what keeps me going, right? But different people feel differently about that.
Yeah. And I think another thing, you talk a lot about like the mentors, right? Yep. You have these mentors who are 30, 40, 50 steps above you. And it's like, if you got all these people calling you rich, it's like, you're comparing yourself to those guys and you're like, not even, come on. And that's so powerful, power of proximity, the power of who you're around and how you can like be attracted to what they're doing,
100%.
Just to echo the education thing.
For sure. What's the saying? A rising tide,
rising tides raise all ships.
Yeah. If you're in that circle, like I've been to masterminds And, when I've been in the city, I'm like, oh, I'm doing a little something, right? I'm doing all right. And then you go sit in those rooms, you're like, oh crap, like I'm the smallest dude here. Like I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
So again, it motivates you to go out there and keep winning at a higher level.
Yeah. Have you been to like any courses or masterminds where you're just like, oh gosh, like this is just wrong decision, should not be here. These guys have no idea what they're doing.
I've been in conversations and in rooms. Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like it's such a hit or miss game, because everybody out there is this expert. It's like, who do you trust?
I think on social media that you can see the real and the fake. A lot of people get misled still, for sure, though. Yeah. And there are a lot of fakes out there. I know people that are right now teaching wholesaling that have never closed a deal. Totally. So I've seen it with my own eyes. So I always say, like, get proof, HUDs, show the proof. You actually close, show the checks. But if people just talk about it all day, every day, and never like actually do it, there might be something wrong with that.
Yeah, big time. So with social media, kind of I know you're putting out so much content right now. What is your plan with social? Like, how are you, like, is that what you're doing like pretty much full time now? Do you have a guy hired? What's your system? What's your goal with it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's grown over time. It started just with the Instagram, and then we added in YouTube, and then we added in TikTok. We're just trying to keep growing right now. But I got a full-time videographer that helps shoot things, helps edit things, helps cut up things, gives me content to post, puts the quotes on there, all that good stuff. So he does all that. Right now, I do all the posting. So I'll, like TikToks, I'll make them. I'll post the pictures on Instagram, things like that. And then I have somebody that helps me like sort like comments and stuff. So, I have somebody that helps respond to comments and messages because I physically can't keep up with it. It's literally humanly impossible if I even did it for 24 hours straight. So I have somebody that helps me with that as well. But continuing to grow, continuing to get bigger. I'm a big believer that eyeballs is the future currency. So if you can have people that you've helped, that you've cared about, that you've inspired, that you've motivated, and they care for you back, like everybody's going to win more if you have those eyeballs. So I'm just trying to build the brand as big as possible right now.
Yeah. And then what would be the end goal of the brand? Like, do you want to more people in your mastermind? Do you want to grow like your online business so you can influence more people, or what's the?
For sure. Full transparency. I don't know the end goal yet. I just know everything I've created has came from social media. So people have asked me a million times for X. So I created X. So I know it's going to keep growing. I don't have I want to have 50 people at 50 grand a year, whatever that, like, I don't have anything like that. But I just know it's growing. I know the opportunities there. And I'm just trying to grow it as big as possible. If you have products, if you have affiliate products, if you have, like, somebody comes to me like, yo, I want to get into e-commerce. Cool. Do you have any money to invest? What are you doing right now? Well, no, I just started. I'm dead broke. Perfect. Check out this YouTube channel. Information you need, you can get started right there. Or like, no, honestly, I don't really have the time to learn it. I just want to get involved. I got 50K sitting on the sideline. Boom. Here's my partner over here. He'll run things for you. You'll get a profit share. You'll make, 3 to 5 grand a month with no headaches. You just got to invest the money and the time. Not even time. You got to invest the money. So, if you can be that person where people, omnipresence, when people think about X, they think of you. People think about real estate, they think about me. People think about social media, they think about me. When people think about crypto, they think about me. When people think about X, they think about me. So if you can be omnipresent, people reach out to you, you can point them in the right direction to help them, and you can get paid from doing that same thing.
Yeah. The heart is really the value, helping people out. It's like, come on, you're not trying to just convert everybody. You can tell in your content and how you portray yourself and what you're doing. So, and when you say everything's come from social media, what do you mean by that? Like all like many business deals and like.
Yeah. I mean, I bought a lot of houses from social media. People will see like I'm in Ohio. So they're like, yo, I got this house in Ohio. Here you go. We'll do that. People need money. I'll fund deals for people. People need partners. They need the experience. I'll partner with them. I started a data fulfillment company off of it. I started an e-commerce company off of it. I've met a lot of other influencers off of it, which are teaching me how to, better serve and help people and how to make more money. So, I mean, some of my best friends have been from social media. My mentors have been from social media. Connecting with you has been from social media. So I mean, it's literally like I can talk about it forever.
Yeah.
Most of what happens now comes from social media.
How long have you been at it? Like consistently?
Like heavy,
Yeah.
like a year and a half to 2 years.
Wow. That's quick.
Yeah, agreed. It I, timing was right, especially on TikTok.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have gotten sooner, but like I got over 500,000 followers on TikTok,
Yeah.
just from posting good content. You know, we get
TikTok's wild.
yeah, agreed for sure.
Gosh.
I mean, we get thousands and thousands and thousands of followers a week on Instagram. You know, YouTube, I wish it's growing faster, but it's growing.
hard.
You know, we're at 17,000 right now. So
Great.
it's definitely growing, but, you know, always wanted to grow faster. But it's just putting out good content, giving,
Yeah.
give before you
For
ever
sure.
ask for anything in return. That's how you grow on social media at the end of the day.
Yeah. Jab, right hook. What do you think would have happened if you didn't get on social media?
Oh, I'd have half of what I have, if
Yeah.
half, honestly. Like I just to put it like super in perspective, I met one guy on cryptocurrency on social media, and I've made almost $500,000 this year by doing what he's suggesting to do. And by the way, I paid him $4,500. So, I can't pay anything until I learn, until I make money, right? I talked to this dude. I was like, yo, he knows what he's doing. He's made 50 million plus off of crypto.
Jeez.
And then I'm like, bro, where do I send the wire? Like,
yeah,
I'm in. He's like, just send me a couple Ethereum coins. I was like, what? So I sent him Ethereum.
He's all about it.
Yeah. And that was the payment, right? And in return, I've made multiple hundred. One investment, he told me, I turned 20 grand to 120 grand in 7 days.
Come on.
Like that, without social media, I wouldn't have made that connection. I'm not going to go there. Crypto is the future. More millionaires will be made in crypto than there ever has been in real estate.
And I've been like looking, not spending enough time, but I'm influenced by crypto for sure. I got some money in there. I'm more of a hold play. I don't want to get sucked into the trading of it, but super interesting concept, especially the way money is being treated, you know?
100%.
Wow.
The single largest investment I've ever made has been into cryptocurrency. So I'm
what are you buying?
So I got like 10 coins. So I'm a big believer in Cardano. There's a coin called Hex by Deo, APY, Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, Zilliqa, VeChain, Dash, Theta, and T-Fuel.
So you're pretty spread.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part is just to know, you know, what to go, where to put the money without, and especially, you know, knowing that what's going to happen next. Do you ever fear that the government's just be like, nope, no more crypto?
I don't think they can. Like when I physically paid somebody for mentorship with Ethereum, like that was like mind blown. Like I didn't even know that was a real thing. But like that's the future. There's something else. Somebody's paid like $1.3 million to somebody through Bitcoin, and it charged them $7 to make the payment. Think if you ran a credit card for fucking $1.3 million, or even a wire, $25 for a wire.
Yeah.
They did it with $7, and it hit in about 5 minutes. Wires take 24 hours.
Yeah,
like, it is the future. Like people, the government, the U.S. Delisted XRP from all their platforms, right? XRP, the trading on XRP, and I might butcher this, but it's some crazy number, but 10% of all trades on XRP came from the US. The other 90% was everybody else in the entire world. So even if the US shuts it down, like what's the worst that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere, personally.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
I got a lot of money riding on it.
Yeah, you got to say that.
I'm a little biased.
Yeah. No, so good. All right, we got a little bit more time. I guess one other thing, just kind of curious, what's your faith life like with business and, you know, money and all that stuff going on? Our church luckily has a big like marketplace, you know, sector, and believes in prosperity and believes in the power of money to help everybody else fund the kingdom, to do all that stuff. And, yeah, like the power of giftedness and what, like falling into your purpose and the purpose being attached to your money. What is that like for you?
So I'm definitely a believer. Go to church every week. You know, I can definitely get better on like learning the actual scripture and everything. But definitely a believer. When I first started making money in real estate and like real money, like not even real money, multiple six figures.
Yeah.
I felt like this big guilt that came across me. Like I wasn't worthy of the money. Like I shouldn't have the money, right? It was really a surreal feeling. I was literally on the way to buy a Jaguar. It was like a $25,000 Jaguar. It wasn't even like crazy. And I was on the way. The dealership called me like, "Yo, the car's here." I told them what I wanted. Like, it's ready for pickup. And I was halfway there on the freeway, and I picked up the phone and called my mentor. I was like, "Yo, like, why do I feel like I'm not worthy?" And he was like, "Bro, we all go through this. You know, most people like you're not taught about money growing up. Like I was taught to never talk about money, right?
Yeah.
Everybody I meet now, we're talking money. Like, yo, what you doing? How much you make? What business deals you got going on?" And he told me, he's like, "Bro, that's why you work hard. Like money's a good thing." And I took that and now put it through belief. You can't help people without money. You know, people say like, "Well, you don't need money to help people." Okay, cool. How many people are you going to help when you're flat broke? One,
Bro.
2, 3, 4, 5 people. Like you can make it. You can still make a big difference. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But guess how many you can help? Guess how many people you can help when you have millions and tens of millions of dollars? Like a lot of people. You know what I mean? So I'm a big believer that like we are all destined to have as much money as humanly possible, but you got to use it the right way. Money brings out the real you. If you're an a-hole, you're gonna be a bigger a-hole. If you're a good giving person, you're gonna be a better good giving person. So I believe everybody should have money. It's your God-given ability to create as much money as possible to live the life that you want to live and help inspire, motivate, and give back to people along the way.
Yeah, so true. And I think so many Christians and believers, have the notion of, oh gosh, if you're rich or if you have more money, then it's like you're shunned, like, but it's like, we want those people, those are the people that can influence more people and can help more people and fund more things for the church.
Get more people into the church. Eyeballs. Guess what?
Big time.
Where do you go to church? Oh yeah, I go here. Boom. I see him there the next week.
Yeah. What church you go to? Rock City or something? Rock City?
Yep.
Is it like a bigger church?
It started in Columbus. They have like 4 branches. They're in like 200 prisons right now. But they're growing for sure. But I mean, they're building their 3rd campus right now. So I mean, they're growing pretty fast.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, but dope, like man. Going back to it, like one of my goals with crypto, I've planned about how it's going to blow up, right? Manifesting all that stuff. When it blows, one of my goals is to write $1 million check back to the church. Like,
come on,
think what the church can do with $1 million. You know
goosebumps
what I mean?
right now, bro.
What'd you say?
Goosebumps.
But like, I can't write that check if I don't have money, right?
Yeah.
So I need money to live life I want to live, to give back to the people I want to give to help and motivate and change other people's lives along the way.
Come on, how impactful would it be to change someone's life so significantly to actually just bring him to Jesus, like not to get all Christianese, but man, like that's the ultimate goal.
100%.
And it does require the money. It requires the influence and all that stuff. So is there anything I can do to,
it's easier to motivate people when you have the money and the influence, because people see you and respect you. They're like, yo, what is he doing? Boom, go here. Now they're locked in.
Exactly.
So for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Is there anything I can do to help you out? Support you in any way? You want to push a course out? Like, I can buy some more books. Like, what is it to you?
I appreciate the support, brother. I mean, nothing right now. Let's definitely stay connected with it. Make massive impacts that more people we can help, better it is.
Cool. And we'll piece together some of these, and I can send a few chopped up to your way, and you can totally use them if you want to. I'm sure we got at least 10 nuggets from this conversation. I know I got some good stuff out of it. It was valuable for me.
No, likewise, man. If you want to chop it up, that'd be tremendous. I'll definitely use it.
Done.
If not, send me the recording. But if you want to chop it, that's even better. But whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, we'll chop it. We have employees that just do this. So
perfect.
Yeah, man. Well, cool, dude. I'll let you go. Appreciate your time.
Anything I can do for you, bro?
Dude, no, this is great. Yeah.
Cool.
I think just stay in touch, and one day I will be one of your investors and we can do some big things together. I I think it's crazy up here, the market, the real estate market. I don't know if you know anything about the Seattle market. Bonkers, dude. Yeah. Intimidating as heck, right? So it's interesting to see. Yeah, insane. And 30, 40 offers on every single house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Is that how it's like in Columbus right now? Or in Cincinnati?
Columbus.
Okay.
One of my employees, her mom just won a house today. They went $45,000 over on a $250,000 house, $45,000 over ask, and they were willing to bring $25,000 to the closing table. So like, it's
more than 20%.
Yeah, nuts.
Are you doing any like out of state investing? Like if I was like, hey, I'll throw some money your way, you buy something like, and then whatever.
I'm not buying. I've partnered with people in different states, but personally, I'm only buying here in Ohio right now.
Yeah, that's smart. Because one thing for me, as you know, I'm looking at diversifying more and more, and real estate being one of them, because obviously it's a successful asset, is figuring something out of state. You know, because there's more opportunity.
I think for you need to. It's too fucking expensive there.
Oh, it's a joke. You can't. You just don't. It's just not. You can't get a rental. It's not gonna make sense.
Not gonna cash flow.
No, 0 chance. Yeah, no. So that's interesting. And Columbus is a good spot for that.
Yeah, cash flow is really good. Cleveland and Cincinnati have better cash flow numbers. Not as much growth, but anywhere in Ohio really is good right now.
Like buy like a fourplex or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
What's like a fourplex cost? Like $750?
Depends where. I mean, you can pick them up for $250, $300.
A fourplex.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, not in the nice suburbs, but you can get them. I mean, you can even get some for like $100,000, but like I wouldn't recommend buying those, but you can.
Dang. Well, maybe if I'm thinking about buying in Ohio or buying out of state, would you be a good person to talk to?
Yeah, reach out. I can connect you with the right people.
Cool.
I personally couldn't help, but I
can
connect you with the 100%.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. All right, dude. Appreciate you, man. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Brian.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and listening to the Rise podcast. Please do me a favor and subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. Share it with a friend if you think it was valuable, and also give it a thumbs up. If you want more content, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Austin R. Schneider, where I'll be dropping snippets of this and other type of content. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel and be on the lookout for weekly podcast episodes just like this one. Thanks, everyone.